All right, people, welcome to a very special episode, right?
It's the Record Store Day Spectacular.
It is the Record Store Day Spectacular. I'm Ruben Dominguez, this is Quinn Bishop, and this is Cactus Music World Headquarters, Record Store Day. Quinn, for the newbies, first-timers, maybe they don't know, tell them what it is.
This is the international celebration of record store culture and record stores. It's where people that love music congregate wherever they got a great store. And you're lucky if you live in Houston, Texas, because there's a bunch of great stores, and you can go on a record store crawl. But we want to see you here at Cactus, and we're going to tell you about some stuff that's going on here. We do a very organized line so things don't get out of hand. And you're going to want to get one of these. We're at, I don't know, we're in the 300s right now, but this will guarantee your place in line for records, for exclusive releases, because of course there's 300 plus exclusive releases that come out on Record Store Day. Many of them will sell out that day. So
today's list is all RSD, baby.
It is all RSD. We'll be back to our regularly scheduled program next week, but for right now, we're just going to talk about Record Store Days.
Dig in.
Stuff, and of course, you're probably thinking, well, what's happening at Cactus on Record Store Day? We have many sales. We have contests. You can win tons of great. You can win turntables, concert tickets to like big shows.
What's it cost for one of those tickets?
Zero.
Free.
Zero money. We have Katz is making a special black vinyl brew.
Nice.
We have coffee in the morning. We have Topo Chico and of course St. Arnold during the day. And so come hang out with us. And let's talk about some of these exclusive issues that are coming out.
Let's do it.
We have talked about this all week, right?
And we're going to talk about it again.
Taylor Swift now. This is folklore. The Long Pond Studio Sessions. This is an unreleased live album recorded during the pandemic at her very nice barn, it looks like. And, this is the biggest pressing ever of a Record Store Day piece. And it's going to certainly sell at a record store. But right now, if you were able to get a ticket from us today, it would guarantee your place line, and you would be able to buy one of those. I can't say.
Yes,
we get past
it is Taylor Swift weekend here in Houston, Texas. If you guys are somewhere else, and she has basically taken over the city.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you haven't figured that out, it's everywhere.
So I checked I just checked on tickets before I came over here. So on the low end, these are aftermarkets. You're going to be in the $700 range for upper prom. If you want dead center floor, I saw one for $4,200.
Wow, I'm not doing that.
Let's keep going. RSD.
Okay, another big record, Beach House, the one of the most important chill wave bands. They have a brand new EP. This is the McCartney EP, recorded at the same time they did their last record, which was spectacular. They have a very, very loyal legion of fans, and always great to get new music from this band that really just makes a record every like 2 or 3 years. So this is lanyard. This is bonus.
Put it on and just enjoy it, because
spacey, cool rock and roll.
They're like a warm weighted blanket.
That's good, man. And this is
the polar opposite.
This is
next.
The polar opposite. These chicks are going to be big. This is a repress of the Motley Crue 12-inch from the 80s. There was a picture disc. Now we see the originals coming from time to time. Picture discs do not hold well based on the plastic they were manufactured from back in the day. So this is your opportunity to own a one in pristine condition. So, and this is one of those that's going to sell out today too.
This is cool.
Again, tons of fans, and they've got to where they do something every Record Store Day, and it's always met with much adulation.
Love them. All right, fantastic. Love it.
Next up, now this is Joe Strummer and the Mescaleros. This is his album Streetcore. This was the last album that he released. It was released posthumously, and I will tell you that this is one of the best records ever released after an artist's death. The best studio records, and it stands with Johnny Cash. It stands with a lot of other artists that have released great work after they're gone. And actually, Johnny Cash is on this doing Bob Marley tune, Redemption Song. But terrific record, Streetcore. Been out of print this is the 20th anniversary edition. I think it's been out of print for about 10 years. Listen to this record; it's fantastic.
Limited edition white vinyl.
White vinyl. Oh yeah, we need to talk about what these things are. Okay, this is a cool piece. So, Minneapolis punk rock band, or
Husker Du.
I don't know what you want to call them, but I love these guys. Husker Du. They were really well known for being one of the original SST bands, which, you know, now, I don't know what's going on with that label. They've disputed with the label, so none of their recordings are available. They were sharp enough to have a sound engineer record all of their stuff, and this is from their early recordings. This is 4 sides of live stuff from 79 and 80. Like
this has got to be
it's
killer.
cool. You know, it's just going to be heads
Like a freaking raw nerve.
It's good. It's got Power Tool on the cover.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like. I love those
this
guys.
chord, kids. You would plug it into the wall. So that's what that was for. Remember and it was based on the game, the board game.
Husker, do you remember?
Do you remember? Absolutely.
Next up, we got a big Texas nod here from Sunvolt, one of the greatest Americana bands. They have done an album that's all Doug Somm tunes, who, you know, sort of this quintet.
That's fantastic.
One of the greatest musicians the state of Texas ever produced, and they picked some really, really, really cool tracks on here. Excited to hear this record, and this is one of those rare occasions where a band puts out a brand new album on Record Store Day.
I love this.
It's coming out on CD later, but you can get this now. And to tie in with that, there's an archival release of this, never been available before. This is the Sir Douglas Quintet. There's Doug right there. And this is recorded in 1971 at the Troubadour.
That looks about right.
Got a bunch of his best known tunes on there. Dynamite Woman, She's About a Mover, Mendocino. Always, and really, he's one of those guys. If live is where it's at.
If you're from Texas and you don't know who this is, the Sunvolt, I will tell you. I was listening to Sinking Down came on that cool college radio station when I was leaving Nacogdoches. I was like, Shazam! What? I know what it is. I know what it is. I know what it is. But, oh, it's Sunvolt.
Yeah, there you go.
I hadn't listened to him in a while.
So, Doug Somm fans, you
love
got
that.
something.
And that's pretty clever.
Yeah, and they even redid a drawing of the band in the style of the back of one of the Doug
perfect
records. So it is really cool.
Mark Spencer on the Farfisa.
Farfisa. I just like to say that. That's fun to say.
It's where Augie Myers would normally be.
Indeed. Okay, I love this band who have disappeared from the face of the
Totally.
planet.
When I just saw that on the list, I was like, wow.
They're gone. Not only are they gone, they don't have any presence online. There's no social media. It's
really? That's so
sites.
weird.
This is the Donnas. This is the first time ever all of their early singles have been collected on one LP. This is a very exciting record. And, you know, you get a bunch of cool originals as well as their versions of Strutter.
The covers are fantastic.
Wham Bam covers are absolutely great. This was a terrific.
It's Beating Back to My Baby.
And one of the best
lead
guitarists. Like, she was an unbelievably great lead guitar player. And, I mean, nobody knows where she is. Like, she just, like, dropped off the face of the earth. They're done.
I knew a couple of people that were so into this band. And I
never
never saw them. I never got to
they
see
were
them.
great.
Never got to see them.
So fans are going to be looking for that because there's no new Donna stuff out there. And most everything else is lapsed out of print. Okay, taking a jazz turn around, not just a jazz turn.
Nice.
This is Miles Davis. This is Rare Miles from the Complete on the Corner sessions. And if you're not familiar with this record, this is like super funky. This is Miles making a turn towards, like, as you know, the cover really kind of tells it's almost kind of like Harlem and Funkadelic. I mean, it's a jazz record, but it really appealed to, you know, it had that early 70s. I think it's a 50th anniversary, maybe. And this is on Sky Blue vinyl.
Love it.
Miles always has a piece. This is going to be one of the most standout pieces for Record Store Day.
Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it.
Okay, another archival recording. This has never been available before. This is the very young Billy Joel in 1975 at San Francisco live concert recording. I think most of it's just piano and voice, but you get to hear very early versions of a lot of his songs that came out later. And I hear that this piece is terrific. A lot of people are really excited about it. There hasn't been that much unreleased Billy Joel come out. You did a box set that was all unreleased.
This is the first I've seen since I think we've been doing the show.
So this limited edition opaque gray vinyl.
That fits.
Yeah, there you go. And I don't think it's coming back later is a different version. So this is the way to get it. New York State of Mind on there.
Wow.
People love that one. So it's going to get some Billy Joel fans out. Pearl Jam has more live albums than I have than I have Blood Cells. It has a new live album for Record Store. This one hasn't been available anywhere. This is recorded live in Melbourne, Australia when they released the Yield album. 17 tracks. This is also available on CD too, a Rare Record Store Day CD. And this is exclusive too. When it's gone, it's gone. And, you know.
That's great.
Very rocking. Yeah, good song selection there.
They don't ever have to create new material.
No, they can just
keep
right
selling
on
these,
the going.
Hey,
And
wow.
you know, there's an ambassador for Record Store Day every
Yes.
year. Like the worldwide ambassador last year
Yes.
was Taylor. This year it's 1975. But for the U.S., it's these two people who record stores love. It's Jason Isbell and Amanda Shires, and they're our first ever dual ambassadors of Record Store Day. And this is them. They got an EP live in the studio doing some covers here, including one of my very favorite tunes by Richard Thompson, Beeswing. Their live stuff in the studio is always great. So you get that, and then you also get an Amanda Shires live from Columbia Studio A, doing several of her songs, including a duet with Maren Morris. And wow, that's what I call an outfit right there.
Yes, sir. And wildly talented gal, and you know,
yeah, that house.
her husband's no slouch either.
And he's one of the best like unsung guitar players. Like people know his records, they don't know that. Oh, by the way, he's an unbelievable
Guitar player. Yeah. So this is the album that actually I had somebody reach out. I posted the Taylor picture of her album Folklore last week, and somebody immediately was like, "Yep, that's great, but I really want Jason to
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, we've been talking about this band a lot this year. These are two reissues of the first two albums by this band. These are incredibly hard records to find originals of. These are the first two Sparks
Never seen
records.
that.
Yeah, these records are impossible to find. First one produced by Todd Rundgren, and second one, A Woofer in a Tweeter's Clothing. They always had funny album titles. Very, very cool records, and hard to find, available again. If you haven't seen the documentary on the band, see it. It's one of my favorite music documentaries of all time. And certainly one of the coolest, most out there, following their own muse, influential bands of all time.
Love that.
This is a really cool piece. And I don't know if this was available on CD before, but this is Norah Jones live. It's her Little Broken Hearts album, and it's live at this is another live in the studio release. What you need to know about this record is this is the record she did with Danger Mouse, and it has a great band. It's a pop record, but it's very kind of trippy and cool. I love the original studio record. It's one of my favorites by her. This one features Brian Blade on drums. He's one of my favorite drummers. Should be a really cool piece, and her live stuff is always fantastic.
Nice.
She's such a great singer.
Nice. Come on.
I kind of wanted to do this, but it's not gonna.
I think it looks good.
Not gonna work.
It's not gonna work.
And so we often talk about the Half Speed Masters for Record Store Day. There's a 50th anniversary of Paul McCartney's best-selling Red Rose Speedway album. Big hit here is My Love, but it's a fan favorite. This is engineered at Abbey Road from the original master tapes. I have on a couple of the previous editions of these records, and they do sound fantastic. They do frequency sweeps to reduce the noise, and they just really sound terrific.
Man, that's very cool.
Boy, if you want to talk about an artist that has fans that are like uber fans, it is this artist, Tori Amos.
Oh.
And you remember the CD single? Remember when everybody had if there was a new record, you got the CD singles, and there was always 2 or 3 extra tracks on there. So her first album was released peak CD single era. This collects all of the B-sides.
Wow.
And extra tracks from all of the CD singles from her first record. So you get 11 tracks that fans haven't been able to get on vinyl pretty much anywhere. So people are going to be flipping out for this. And this is on, it doesn't say it's on Colorblind. It probably is. Who knows?
Yeah,
But Little Earthquake, the B-sides. So
I think of those 300 tickets that are out there, there are Tori Amos fans.
Oh, yeah, there are.
On that one.
Oh, yeah, there
This
are.
was crazy. Crazy.
And Grateful Dead box set, there's one for Record Store Day every year and sometimes for Black Friday. This one is from 77, which is kind of Terrapin Station era. This is a 5 LP set, limited to 11,000 in the US. Boy, the packaging is just unbelievable.
Beautiful.
And you get some of their, they're one of those bands that recorded everything they ever did live. So they have trusted people that work for them that listen to the master tapes and figure out what the greatest performances are. And that's what ends up getting released.
Yeah, it's really.
Yeah, people collect just these Record Store Day box sets. A lot of value there with those.
Very cool. Very cool. Where are we?
Stevie Nicks.
Saw that.
Belladonna
I saw
Live.
that,
Belladonna Live. And I think one of the funniest moments on the drop ever was it's not the just like the white-winged cockatiel, it's the white-winged dove.
Yes.
Well, so
they couldn't get the doves to sit still.
Yeah, on the Belladonna record. There's
in her rider, no doves.
No doves. This is live from 1981. I think that this was a radio broadcast. This is from the Wilshire Theater in Beverly Hills, 1981. Peak.
That's it. Yeah.
Peak Stevie.
Yeah.
Gold Dust Woman. So you get
Stop Dragging My Heart Around. Sarah. Yeah.
You get the ends with Rhiannon.
Yeah.
Edge of 17. Fans are going to be very, very excited about this.
Woo. Crazy.
I'm going
to
blow out the.
Jeez, my goodness, we've had a lot of psychedelia in the last 3 minutes.
This is the foil-covered 50th anniversary box set of the Nuggets series, all packaged in one. And I don't know how Ruben feels about this, but this is how I discovered the best psychedelic and garage music ever, anthologized by Lenny Kaye, the Patti Smith Group, and it has, Pushing Too Hard by the Seeds and Multi-Bed of Barbarians. I mean, just man, if you want to expand your mind into garage and psychedelic,
this is the way to
60s,
do it.
This is the eyeball on the top of the pyramid of great compilations, and getting a deluxe box set treatment for Record Store Day. And they even put together some of the 10 tracks that they couldn't fit on the original series. So you get some bonus
stuff on here, man.
A bunch of tracks, and of course all the songs are 2.5 minutes long.
Sure, absolutely,
Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, I do better with psychedelic music that's shorter.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Write a book if you're going to go on.
Exactly.
We're going to be hearing about that comment right there.
I'm so sorry.
I think this is okay. So this next up, this is the sleeper. This is the sleeper of Record Store Day that once people figure it out, they're all going to want it. But I don't think a lot of people knew when they were ordering. This is the Larry Lovestein 10-inch EP of You. Well, who's that? Oh, it's Mac Miller.
Whoa.
He did a recording of jazz stuff. I think he kind of flirted with that on his records a little bit. But this is 5 tracks of a decidedly jazzy stripe.
That's crazy.
Available for the first time in the vinyl format and on a 10-inch. Is one of the only 10 inches for Record Store Day. But I think when people figure this out, they're going to want this thing. It's a big deal.
Sir, I want it.
But I want to hear. I haven't never heard that music, so I'm looking forward to spinning it on. I mean, he's obviously one of the most influential, and he's just white hot right now.
All right.
Next up, more hip hop here. I'll just say this year for Record Store Day, there's, I think, production-wise, it's hard to get stuff done, but there wasn't a lot of hip hop. There's usually a whole lot of hip hop stuff. There weren't that many titles, but this is a big one. This is Slum Village. This is their album Trinity, Past, Present, and Future. This is the 20th anniversary of this, and it's on. So it just says double colored vinyl.
Never heard it.
Yeah, so this has tons of Dilla does all the sampling and beats on this, so you know it's going to sound. This is a real point of reference record for a lot of hip hop fans, and it hugely influential, and people are going to be looking for this. The CDs on this still sell really well.
Love it.
So yeah,
Covering a lot of ground.
So we're going to end with two, I think, of the other than Taylor, bands with very loyal fan bases that people are going to be looking for, and these records have unique stories. I love it when Warner Brothers does this. They'll take an original album, and if there's enough rarities or live cuts, they will resequence it as an alternate version of that record.
Oh, okay.
And that's what they've done here. This is called Cross-Eyed Strangers, and this is an alternate version of Wilco's most obvious great record, which is Yankee Hotel Foxtrot. You get an alternate of the cover art too, kind of cut and paste, but culled from live tracks and rarities and alternate versions. You sequence the original record, and it should be a really, really fun listen. It's cool they're doing this on LP. This was, I don't believe, included in even the big
spans a lot of years here, man.
Yeah. It's kind of all over. But another band that has an archive. They well documented everything that they were doing, and recorded it for posterity.
Wilco fans are already aware and coming your way. Well, it's great that we have a little Wilco and a little Sunvolt in
Oh yeah,
Both
yeah
on
we're
the-
balancing
both on the list.
both sides of the coin.
Yeah,
Now,
absolutely.
now this I say this one for last because I think this is something that's fun to talk about.
Yeah.
So, you know, you and I have been in bands for years.
Yes.
You still are. Think about this. These guys who have gone on to monster success,
Yes.
their record store piece is their first show they ever played.
Wait a minute. What?
Yeah, they recorded their first show they ever played, and this is live at Beachland Tavern, March 31st, 2002, while this is the Black Keys.
Good night.
I can tell you,
Have you heard it?
I have not, but I want to. I just think that is just such a strong move to say, hey, let's just put out our first show we ever played.
Mic drop.
Mic drop. Yeah, yeah. You
That's
know,
crazy.
and these guys, you know, they're arguably one of the biggest, you know, mass appeal, just rock bands. I know it's based in the blues or whatever. But
Yeah.
They're, you know, just one of the biggest rock bands right now, and everybody seems to. I feel like they're one of the groups everybody can kind of agree on. You know, everybody, if the track comes on,
There's a
everybody's head shaking.
there's a Black Keys song you like.
Yeah. And on Dan Auerbach's Easy Eye records, it just cracked me. It's like their first gig. Who wants their first gig out?
That's what these guys do.
Yeah. And the early stuff is really kind of guttural and groovy. It just kind of gets in a
So
thing and
Dan's
goes.
studio, he's got a studio in Nashville where he lives, and it's become like one of the hot places to record.
I'll tell you something else. Here's a tip for you. He bought a CD from us on our Discogs site not too long ago.
Really?
Yeah. And we figured out just by his like username or whatever, and then the address where it was going to. Like, I don't know who looked up. It's like, oh, this is Dan Auerbach. This is studio.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I like it when
That's
stuff like that
nuts.
happens. All right.
Did we empty the box?
We emptied the box.
Holy crap.
We went fast, so we can talk about all things.
Yeah.
And I did want to mention. So one thing that we do every year, we always have a commemorative Record Store Day T-shirt,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and we will have those again this year. They're 60s tangerine gold and like marine blue, so it's okay, real kind of cool 60s vibe. But so we have longtime friend of our store was Gerard Baldwin, who was long considered the greatest living animator. He created the Smurfs and Fred Flintstone and worked for Jay Wood Studios and drew Rocky and Bullwinkle
Right.
forever. One of the most in the moment smartest things I ever did was like, hey Gerard, can I commission you to do a couple of images for us in the store? To,
Yeah.
you know, and so there's another image we've used
I like where
over
this
the
is going.
years, but then this one was his favorite.
Right.
And so what we've done for all people that are visiting Record Store, they're going to be in the line. We did an art print of this, and this is so cool. If you're fans of Hanna-Barbera, which he was the director of Hanna-Barbera Studios.
Was he Houston?
Back in the day, he came here to retire, but ended up still working. But if you can see it, man, if you love Hanna-Barbera artwork, this is so cool. So we did a 12x12 print, and for people to visit our store on Record Store Day, man, you can leave with one of these, and we didn't put any of the commemorative stuff on it, so it's just Gerard's awesome artwork, and you can take this home and pop it in a frame and hang it in your music room. Or you can buy the T-shirt that says, Cactus Music and Record Store Day. But it was one of the.
That's a pretty cool.
He was such a delight to work with, and I'll tell you. So I gave him this like, hey, I want the Flintstones. I want the bird, with his beak playing on
Right.
the turntable. And he's like, so he comes back and he goes, I did another one I like better. I'm like, oh, okay,
Sure.
I'll pay for that one too.
You're the boss.
But it's such a delight to work with him and have this great image for all time.
Crazy
for
piece of
us.
history.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is, and he
That's
was
smart, man.
He was a great dude, and we were very fortunate to have him.
You were on
Yeah.
point that day.
Yeah, and hey, we're going to announce a bunch of in-stores coming this next week. If people pay attention to our socials and our email, we're going to be talking about.
So, the in-stores, in case you guys haven't been following, you guys have been doing great listening parties, and in-store meet and greets and stuff like that. And I know we talked about have we talked about that? We haven't talked about that. Well, of course not, because it was Monday. There was an in-store Monday. Yeah. Share with the viewers.
In El Chapo, we had here. I mean, it was lightning quick. We moved through like 250 people in about 40 minutes, but it wasn't an autograph opportunity. Sometimes when you got a lot of people,
It's a picture.
and people just want the photos.
Yeah,
so it was great. I mean, this guy's really making a first jump into physical goods, but huge digital artist and a Warner Records recording artist. And yes, we had an opportunity for him to be at the store and fans to meet him. It was great. We're hoping to do some more of those very soon. I was gonna mention to you, we're gonna announce it I think today, but on the 30th, which is next Sunday, we're gonna have Chris Duarte here playing.
Oh my
and
goodness!
He is a great Texas Roadhouse blues
guitar
player, really tremendous.
I saw a really early '80s show from him when I was living in Austin.
Oh yeah, big Austin.
And people were like, "Oh, go see Chris Duarte." Went down to 6th Street, man, and caught him playing, man. He just tore the leather off the baseball, man. It was like, Jesus.
Yeah, terrific guitar player. It's still going where it was, and he's played the store many times. We're delighted to have him back. And that's next Sunday. He's gonna be on KPFT.
Yeah.
They have blues programming all Sunday. So if you're a blues fan, that's where you find out about stuff. And then he's over here afterwards to rock the record store at 2 p.m. Complimentary St. Arnold beverages. And I will say it's hard. It's difficult for us to host personal appearances or in-store performances on Record Store Day because there's so.
Many people there's no way. Yeah, there's no way.
It's like it would be like the icing on the gravy. So we just try to make it as good of an experience for everybody and move our events into the following week.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
So a lot.
Do the ticket thing one more time. Folks got to know you just can't roll up here on Saturday.
I mean, you can, but you're gonna have to wait behind a bunch of people. This guarantees your place in line. One item per person, wherever you are in line, that's your best opportunity to experience calm, cool, collected record store day excitement and get an exclusive limited edition item. And like I was saying, if you pick up a ticket today, you probably still have a great shot at getting a Taylor Swift. We have hundreds.
So
of
let's
them,
let's say you're not sold out of Taylor Swift when the closing bell rings.
Mm-hmm.
When can folks come in and get one?
Sunday at noon.
There you go.
Open at noon.
Yeah.
And a lot of the stuff will sell, but then, we buy as long as we can on this stuff because we want it to be here for a while, and we know people can't always get here on Saturday. So
you do have a chance. You do have a chance.
You got a shot,
I
man.
love that. Yeah, you got a shot. So you're saying there's a chance. All right, we covered it all, and we're ahead of schedule today.
I know,
but we've gone over sometimes. So I think if we dump out a minute or two ahead, nobody's going to chop our head off.
Well, all right, it's most titles we've covered too at lightning speed.
Well, it's good to know we can do all of those.
We can do
That's
it.
fantastic. All right, guys. Happy Record Store Day. We will see you next week with the regularly programmed show.
And I get the vinyl vault this time.
That's right. You do get the vinyl vault this week.
I don't know what it's going to be.
I've been thinking of mine. I'm already having trouble picking mine. It's like
it's going to come to you. I know it.
Because you want it to be good.
You want it to.
You want it to be good.
There's a certain
the bar
expectation.
The bar is higher than normal for most of the things I do. All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. I'm Ruben Dominguez. That's Quinn Bishop. We'll see you later. Peace. Phones are ringing already.
I know.